There are new factors at work in the Palestinian-Israeli war, and these new factors have changed the strategic implications of Israel's killing of civilians in the Palestinian territories and the Palestinian attacks through Hamas on the Israeli state. What are these new factors? Number one, it's the new media. Previously, the Zionist forces controlled the media in the West, and media was an influencer and shaper of public opinion. But now the new media controls public opinion and shapes public opinion, influences public opinion. And public opinion in the West is against the killing of civilians by the State of Israel. It is the West that has militarily and economically sustained Israel after creating the State of Israel. And the Western states are democratic states. Leaders cannot afford to ignore the wishes of their people. Public pressure is a real political factor in the Western countries. And in all of those countries, the public opinion is rising for Palestinians and against the barbaric bombing done by the Israelis during the last 1 month. The second new factor is the rise of the new powers, China and Russia, and their allies in Latin America, in Africa, and in Asia. Do not look upon this conflict in terms of anti-Israel or anti-Palestinian, as the West traditionally did. These new powers look upon this conflict in terms of the right of the Israelis to exist in peace and the right of the Palestinians to live in peace in their own state. So they look at it as yet in terms of two-state solution to the problem. And Israel must realize that this window of opportunity for Israel, in which the new powers, which are a factor in global politics, are looking at it in terms of both the communities having the right to exist in peace, favors Israel. But by going for a long haul, for a long drawn-out war, what Israel is doing is it is actually courting the danger of public opinion shifting in the states of the new powers as well as the populations of the new powers. And the public opinion then will sway towards looking at Israel as a colonial construct, as an imperial construct, as the last vestige of the imperialism of the 18th, 19th century that must be done away with. And that is going to go against Israel, because the rising powers and their rising economic clout in global economic relations is not backing the Israelis in the same way in which the Western powers are backing Israelis. The third thing is the new technology. This new technology has allowed guerrilla forces to be far more powerful vis-à-vis states' armies than they were before. And this new technology includes digital technology, drones, as opposed to the aircrafts of yesteryears, and cyber warfare, which can bring down or halt or bring to a standstill the entire command and control operation of a state's military, no matter how powerful it is. These three factors all help the Palestinians. The longer Israel continues to bomb, and the more Israel delays and protracts its war against the Palestinians, the West will begin to get tired. It does not have the appetite to back Israel against the Palestinians through its own military force. That is why we haven't seen that happening so far, despite the fact that more than a month has gone by in this conflict in which Hamas's attack on Israel was unprecedented. and the casualties that were created were unprecedented. So the West is not going to commit its military force to the existence of Israel or to the winning of Israel in a military conflict with the Palestinians. There is also another new factor, which is that this is no longer described as an Arab-Israeli conflict. It is now a Palestinian-Israeli conflict, indigenous to the territorial confines of the State of Israel, including the occupied territories. And in such a scenario, the right of the indigenous people to live, to exist in peace, is the one that is going to be acknowledged all over the world, because that is the trend in global thought. You're watching Zeenia Satti. I'll be back with more commentary on this war.